Hi guys, the idea today is that I'm going to explain you the difference among these three prepositions in, on, at, and when to use them. The first thing that we need to know is that sometimes we use them when we talk about time and when we talk about places. When we talk about places, I will say it is the easiest one because we have less situations in which we have to decide which one to use. But the first thing that you need to do is to think about in like the biggest one, the biggest places on earth. So we have our continents in Europe, in Asia, in America, and of course we have the countries, we have the cities, the neighborhoods. So in Paris we have the Eiffel Tower, or the Eiffel Tower is in France, and the neighborhoods in Manhattan, some things like that. And when we talk about enclosed spaces, it means that we're inside that place. So I say I'm inside my bedroom, I in my bedroom. And then we have a little bit more specific, we have on. We use on for streets and avenues. Remember that we number the streets and the avenues, like 28th Street, 60 streets, but most of the countries they name those places, so sometimes it is a little bit weird, but we use on for those cases. And when we talk about surfaces, because I said it is on the floor, or I say my laptop is on the desk, because there is contact between these two things. So if you have contact, you must use on. And with means of transportation, but we have this mark here because if you can move inside that mean of transportation, for example on a bus, on a plane, on a train, you say on, but you say in a car, in a taxi, so that is an exception. And when we talk about means of communication, on the radio, on the internet, on TV. Finally, for places, we have at when we want to be really specific. So when you say your address, you say I live at 45 Lombard Street, or in a Colombian case, I live at 32 Street, 2810, something like that. And when you talk about specific locations, where are you? I'm at the airport. It doesn't mean that you're inside the enclosed space, it means that you are there. So I'm at home, at school, and those things. Then we have time. When we talk about time, again, the biggest moments we have, or the longest moments we have, are the centuries, the decades, and the years. So when you mention in the 20th century, you say in the 80s, in the 60s, in the 70s. And when you mention the year, you also say in 2020 we have the pandemic, something like that. And when you mention the month, too, in March, in July, Halloween is in October, for example. And when we want to mention the time, for example, with weeks, in 3 weeks, in 1 week is my birthday, or something like that. For seasons, too, in summer the weather is hot, in winter the weather is cold, something like that. And when we mention the periods of time, in the future, in the past, in the present. When we mention the holidays, we have to be very picky because it means the whole season. So Easter, the Easter holiday, in the Easter holiday, it means the whole week, not only one day. So in Christmas, it means the whole season, the whole month, the whole December. And the parts of the day, in the morning, in the afternoon. Then we have time again, but this time is a little bit more specific. So we say on the weekend. We say on Monday, on Tuesday we have class, on Sunday we rest. And when you want to say a date, on April 23rd is the International Language Day, I don't know. And when you want to say specific days, on my birthday, on my birthday, on my wedding day, or something like that. And when you have day but plus a part of the day, on Sunday morning you use morning because it was within, but if you have the day, then you say on. So on Tuesday afternoon, on Wednesday morning, you use on. And then we have holidays with day. When you mention the day, for example, Easter or Halloween day, that is October 31st, you use on. Okay, then we move to a more specific time, that is the hours. So you say at 8 a.m. I wake up, at 10 p.m. I go to bed. And here we have parts of the day with this mark again, because you say in the morning, in the afternoon, but when you mention night, you say at night or at midnight. And you also, when you want to talk about time and you want to refer to the present moment, you say at the moment. So this is an exception too. And finally, if you mention the day but without the day, we say Easter. At Easter, at Christmas, but you say on Christmas Day and on Easter Day. Okay, so let's practice. We need to contextualize everything, and I hope you have understood everything.